Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time, thank you for joining and I hope you stick around. So in this video I'm going to be talking about month 1. What did I do in my first month and how did I do it? If this is something you're interested in, stick around. Alright guys, so month 1, what am I doing? I'm doing keto, and I'm doing clean keto. So some of the things that I've done, it's actually I watched Thomas Delauer's video and I chose his meal plans because the first time I ever tried keto, I actually gained 20 pounds. So, going into this a second time, it scared the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie, it scared me. I'm already so big, I can't gain any more weight. And when I started this, I was at 377 pounds. Almost 400 pounds, guys. I didn't know how I got there. Well, I know how I got there, but I didn't know that I got there. I didn't know I was at, I didn't know I was almost at 400 pounds. And I'm not gonna lie, seeing pictures, I was disgusted. So, month 1, I wrote it down, so hopefully if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at what I did. So, for breakfast, before breakfast, I would do apple cider vinegar. The apple cider vinegar you want is Bragg's apple cider vinegar, and it's the one with the mother in it. That's the one you want, and that's the one you need to get. So, for this, I am going to be completely honest, and that's what I want in this channel. I want to be upfront, honest with you guys. What did I do right and what did I do wrong? I didn't do this every morning. I have a busy job, and I would forget sometimes to do this in the morning before I would leave. But for breakfast, I would do 1 whole egg and 2 egg yolks. And the reason for that is because the egg white is inflammatory. So I want to use less egg whites. So I would do that, 1 tablespoon of ghee, 3 ounces of salmon, and then for coffee, because I still like my coffee, I got rid of sugar and I did 3 tablespoons of coconut cream. Now for this, I'm not gonna lie, I got tired quickly of this, so I'm glad when I talk about this second meal plan that I started in my first month, I'm glad the breakfast was different because the salmon got old real quick. I got sick of the taste of salmon. So, moving on, after 3 hours after my breakfast, I would have a snack. And I would use the Seaweed Snacks, the little thin seaweed, crunchy, and it's really good for your thyroid. So, get you some. And Brazil nuts. I would do like a handful of Brazil nuts. Then after that, for lunch, I would do 4 ounces of a grass-fed beef burger. And the reason for this, you want grass-fed beef. No hormones, and as a female, it is so important for us to not have any additional hormones. We're already hormonal as it is. Why do we need any extra? We don't. So, grass-fed beef. And I shopped at Aldi's, so any of these you can find at Aldi's. Next is 1/4 of an avocado, 1 ounce of cream cheese, and caprese. So Thomas Lowe recommended buffalo mozzarella, however, they didn't have that at Aldi's. So he says that regular mozzarella is fine. So mozzarella, basil, tomatoes, and then I would sprinkle some olive oil on it. And what else? The basil. I didn't have fresh basil, or all these didn't have fresh basil, so I did the basil seasoning, which, not gonna lie, doesn't taste as good as fresh basil. So if trying this out, fresh basil is always best. Then for dinner, I did 4 ounces of a lean fish. So for that, I chose scallops. Then I had spaghetti squash, half a coconut oil, and half, what is half? Half a tablespoon of coconut oil and a half tablespoon of ghee. And then you want a cruciferous veggie, and I chose Brussels sprouts. So for that, you just kind of want to make a scampi, is basically what it is. Now, the reason I didn't last on this much longer is I was hungry at the end of the day. And I think it's because I should have had more than 4 ounces of scallops for dinner. Because of my weight, I should have had more protein in that meal. So that is on me. So now on to the second meal plan. I only stayed on that for like a week or two. So for the second meal plan that I did for the remainder of the month is I did 4 breakfasts. I did 1 whole egg and 2 egg yolks. Now the part I'm switching, so that was similar to what I was doing previously, but I did 3 slices of turkey bacon. Now Thomas Delauer, his video calls for 4. However, at Aldi's, it was really thick slices of turkey bacon. So that's why I went with 3, because I didn't know the size of what he was talking about. So that's why I chose 3. Then I did 1 ounce of walnuts, and then I still kept to the 3 tablespoons of coconut cream in my coffee. I didn't snack, and I didn't need to. I didn't feel the need to. So for lunch, I would do 6 ounces of lean chicken. Again, grass-fed, non-GMOs. Then Thomas Lowe calls for 6 to 8. So I started on the 8 ounces, but then throughout the week, I just found 8 ounces to be too much, so I dropped it to 6. Then 4 tablespoons of guacamole. So I didn't do guac. Love guac, but didn't do it. I did 4 tablespoons of an avocado instead. It just calls for salsa. I did 1 scoop of salsa. Then 2 tablespoons of non-fat Greek yogurt. Now for this. So instead of sour cream, the non-fat Greek yogurt. Not gonna lie, I really didn't taste the difference for the non-sour cream to the Greek. So for this was a great substitute. Now for peppers. Typically it calls for cooking it with bell peppers and then removing them. I just found it to be too difficult to remove them at the end, so I just stopped doing that. I tried it for like the first time and then I just stopped. I just didn't include it at all because you're only doing it for taste anyway. But you don't want to use bell peppers because they're inflammatory. And then you add spinach. So I would just saute a whole bag of fresh spinach, and I'm talking about just a normal sized bag, not one of those big gigantic bags. And then I would divide it by the amount I'm cooking that week. So 5, because I wasn't intermittent fasting at that point. So I would split it up between the 5. Then for dinner, in between there, you're supposed to be doing the apple cider vinegar. And again, sometimes I would forget, but in between that, so it allows your digestive system it just helps it out. So that's why it's suggested between lunch and dinner. Now for dinner, it says 4 to 6 ounces of a filet. Now you want to choose a filet because it's better than a ribeye, because ribeyes, you can't tell the difference. Not that you can't tell. There's different fat content in each ribeye. So filet is just the best consistency. of a steak. So I did that. Then I did a tablespoon of coconut oil or ghee, 1 cup of cauliflower rice or cauliflower mash. I started off with the cauliflower rice, and then I would also add asparagus in there. And in the video, it doesn't say the amount of asparagus, but I just look at the serving size on the back. I chose frozen asparagus, and for that, I think it was 6 slices or 6 pieces. So that's what I did, and then I would just include that in the rice. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little sick of the rice, so Bird's Eye has a good cauliflower mash, so that's what I switched to. Still with the asparagus though. And then for that crunch, 12 pork rinds. So that is what I did. In his video, he has a pre-bed snack, but I didn't find myself needing to eat that pre-bed snack. So I didn't. So I just had the breakfast, lunch, dinner. So now, at the end, how did I do? In that, I started off, I said I was 377. And by the end, I was 351. I lost 26 pounds in my first month by doing those 2 meal plans. I didn't exercise. I just strictly wanted to work on my eating. So I meal planned everything out. So just tossing that. I meal planned everything out. So that way on Sunday, just get it all done. I found that way worked better if I didn't. If I didn't, I found myself wanting to stray from my meal plan. So that's why I wanted to make this less to think about, just grab and go. Also, the other thing I added, I drank a gallon of water a day. So Rob Lowe, I was actually watching Kelly Clarkson, and Rob Lowe was on Kelly Clarkson, and he had one of these on there. And I would recommend this. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little embarrassing at first walking into work with this big thing in my hands. However, it's easy. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to calculate how many cups of water you had a day. You know, at the end of the day, when this is done, you drank your gallon. It gives you little words of encouragement, which I find pleasant. So that's what I did in month 1. So I hope this helps you, and please stay tuned for more.